I don't mean no harm. However,
It is what it is.
now earlier today, Boss and I was riding through the country, and I don't even remember how the topic of conversation came up. Like we were talking about making mistakes and living life, and I said, Boss said that if you didn't live life with making mistakes, you didn't really live life. Something to
No, I
that
said, how
effect.
you gonna learn anything?
Right, if you didn't like make mistakes in life.
Right.
So then I said, making mistakes is how you learn and how you live with life. Like how you learn. And if you don't make mistakes, you don't learn anything. And then I was like, well, there's such a stigma and a shame of making mistakes within our community. Like if you make a mistake, the first thing your mama going to do is call your auntie.
Yep.
And then the second thing your auntie gonna do is call your other auntie. And then your aunties is all talking about it. And then your granny getting involved. And then there's nothing, it's all negativity.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone, it's a shameful thing. There's nothing like, what happened? What did you learn? What did you gain for this experience? Because you didn't lose anything. You're still alive, you're still breathing.
Right.
You didn't really lose anything. It's an experience that you should learn from.
That's right. At the end of the day, what I see it. Well, let me say this before we go any further. Community, my community, it's time to heal.
Yes,
It's time to heal.
very much so.
It's time to everything that we have took ourselves through.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to put it on the table,
Yep.
chop it up,
Mm-hmm.
throw it in the trash, and start anew.
Yeah, or as I say, build a bridge, get over it, and burn it to the ground.
That's right.
That,
That's
that,
right.
that that's what I like to say because after you burn that bridge, you can't go back. You can't cross it back over.
Those are the
Like
facts.
it's not like you have to acknowledge things and like actually take accountability for stuff. And parents, like even there's this commercial. I listen to iHeartRadio before when I'm driving to work. It's a very long drive, by the by. Anyway, I listen to iHeartRadio, and there's this commercial. It's this young man, and he apparently went to a fast food restaurant with his grandfather. And he's talking about something, and his grandfather says, "Yeah, your mom told me about that TikTok Talk video," and he
Not TikTok.
something like that. TED Talk. He didn't say the two T's. You know what I'm saying? But like, and he was like, "Oh, she going around telling people like." I didn't find that to be cute or funny. Like the boy felt shame in that moment. And what if in that moment, like everybody's speaking bad about how he's didn't get enough views, he felt the need not to pursue a career in doing what he wanted to do. He lost his
Exactly.
passion.
Exactly. And that's what we have to start teaching our children.
Yes.
You know, I see that the parenting style has definitely changed, but a lot of the damage has already been done.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say that.
Most definitely.
And some of the stigmas in our community is, well, we got five of them, and one of them is getting pregnant at a young age.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when some young women get pregnant at a young age, everybody in the communities is calling this young lady a whore.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Let's
Yep.
just put it out there on top.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
And how do you know this? How you know she a fast little girl?
Mm-hmm.
How you know this? You don't know anything about it. It could have been forced upon her.
Mm-hmm.
And due to her family's beliefs, this is her child to have. And we're just going to sweep it under the rug and we're not going to address it. We're not going to talk to this young child that is carrying a child and teach her what happened in this situation and how to get away from the trauma, because that's going to be
Right.
traumatic.
But then you see what you just said. Her. Her. It's always with a lot of shame, and it lays at the foot of the woman.
Of course.
So it's always we're going to teach this girl this, and this girl was fast. Well, she didn't get herself pregnant.
Facts.
So your son was just as fast.
Yes.
So I'm not comprehending why you're shaming the girl And you remember back in the day how they used to send the girls off to those little schools or whatever?
Upstate.
We gonna we she's finna go visit her auntie and them
Yeah.
over the summer.
Yeah, and never come back.
And then all of a sudden, her mama go away. She don't get no bigger or nothing, but her mama go away. And then she come back and her mama didn't have the baby. But then and then the daughter gonna come back like a couple weeks later.
That's right.
But then the boy, whose life was not interrupted,
right,
continues to go on and thrive while the girl is left to quote unquote suffer the burden.
That's right.
That's a shameful thing. Like you teach, first of all, you teach them that motherhood is shame.
Right.
You teach them that natural like sexual activity is shameful.
Yes.
And this is why these children go out and they're having sex at like rapid rates. It's because it's taboo, it's shameful to them.
And they don't have any education of the true nature of sexual activity.
Exactly. Like no one's actually taking the time to sit and have a honest and at level conversation with these kids.
That's right.
Like truly, my oldest daughter is 25. And she said that she told herself at a very young age that she was not going to lose her virginity before she graduated from high school.
Okay.
And that's exactly what she did.
And that's awesome. That is so awesome.
Do you know what I'm saying? It comes with honesty and respect. And that's on both parts. You have to respect your child, because just because they're your child does not mean that they're not an individual person.
True.
So in their individuality, you have to respect that, because more often than not, what we sometimes us as parents, we have these ideals for our children that are not their own ideals.
That's right.
And then when they don't follow our ideals, other things occur. However, back to the pregnancy topic.
Hold on, but that's why you should get to know your child.
Facts.
But go ahead.
Fact, very much so. And it's also not a shameful thing to talk to your child about their body.
That's right.
What their body does.
That's right.
Their body's functions. It's not shameful to talk to them about, and stop calling it the birds and the bees. That's just weird to me. Like it's always just been so weird.
That's the old school way. It's definitely time to step it up.
Like let's
into the 2024 version.
Yeah,
because these children are doing a lot. And let's be real.
And parents are knowing like a little bit.
That's right.
And it's because they're not taking the time to sit and actually talk to their kids. Like they leave their kids' lives at a particular age for some reason. It's like,
well, it gets tough once they start teening. It's the little head bumping, and you got to choose to not be a friend or be a parent. And a lot of them can't handle just being a parent.
Yeah, well, I got some pretty good ones. It's about allowing your child to be who they are.
But see, it's in the teaching style, it's true. In the parenting.
That's true. I have a very tight bond with my kids.
Right.
So it's that, but anyway.
So to sum number one up, getting pregnant at a young age is time to teach and educate.
Right.
And talk to your children.
Right. And stop making them ashamed of their bodies.
Exactly.
And ashamed of what their bodies are going through. Mama, girl, brother, bro, we were like 15, 16, 17 at one point in time.
That's right.
So let's stop acting like this is something new.
Yeah.
We know what we were doing.
Yeah.
We know what they finna do.
Yeah.
Let's educate our kids.
Yes.
And stop making it so shameful so they ain't trying to be out here doing it. Like for real, for real.
Exactly. All right, let's go to our second one. Our second one is speaking properly. Why is that a taboo in our community?
You know what? What bothers me about that is the fact that they say like you speaking like you white. Like what type time is you on? Because I could very educatedly and very like hood like cut like really cut you to the core in big words, but in a hood in like a very hood manner. You know what I'm saying? Like don't do that. So you are in effect degrading yourself as a person. It's like to be educated and to speak with some diction and proper connotation and context is labeled to be a white aspect, and black people are to be what? Ignorant?
Well, I've heard adults say it. I have. I've heard adults say, she trying to be white. Like, really? Because a child is speaking a certain type of way. They using proper English.
But you know what? I ain't gonna lie. Proper English ain't so proper. Cause you go to England where they speak the Queen's English, and you're going to find out that you speak a broken English.
Well, I'm talking about American language, but
Yeah,
all in the same token, I just want to say this, and this is just a tad bit off of the subject, that why are we always, well, I mean, who made the standard? That's why they start talking about Ebonics, because of how we speak. But let's be honest, we always had our own dialect. We had
exactly,
our own tongue,
exactly.
and we lost it.
Hmm.
So that's why when we start speaking, and I believe we could take any language and put a little twist swag on it.
Yeah, it's called AAVE. We speak it every day, all day. Shout out to the
Mm-hmm.
ones that do it and the ones that don't.
Mm-hmm.
Get into it, really. But still, there's nothing wrong with speaking like you have some form of education. And there ain't nothing wrong with talking like you from the hood. You feel me? There's nothing wrong with code switching. It's all about your comfortability, about who you're around, what they're into. Like, stop doing that.
Well, and let's say this though, you need to be able to do both. If you're gonna do one, be able to do the other.
Most definitely.
And the reason why I say that is because there are going to be different situations where you need to be a different type person.
All the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that ability, more often than not, if you don't have the ability to code switch, you don't get as far in life. That means you can't go into any room and be comfortable.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you can't be comfortable in the boardroom or like on the street corner having a conversation, you know what I'm saying? Like if you can't be able to converse with people of all kinds of backgrounds, like people make deals in the basketball courts,
That's right.
at the rec centers, at gas stations. You know what I'm saying? If you can't be comfortable anywhere you are, and also in the person's comfortability, you'll be okay.
I agree. I agree 100%.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, it's just a lot of things that we do as a people that we are holding ourselves back.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because we're not having a conversation about it. We're sweeping it under the rug, and we're also doing an abundance of judging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You like how I use that word abundance?
Yeah, I like that word
because it's not a little bit of judging; it's a lot of judging.
I said abundance.
Yeah, and once some of the main people that do the judging, I hate to say it, but it is got to be said because I don't mean no harm.
However, it is what it is.
Okay, the Christians, the people that we think we can go and get some form of understanding. As a teen, you're going through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You don't understand what you're going through, especially if I have nobody never even spoke to you about what's going on with
Mm-hmm.
you.
Mm-hmm.
You just enter into this new world, puberty.
Yes.
You go to church, and then you feel like they done tow you down like a dog.
Especially if you're not the way everyone's supposed to be.
You may even be a exclusive drinker. At the bar down the street. And everybody know you like, you can lunch sometimes. You go to church and you feel like they're gonna tear you down. Then they tear you down, and then you're tore down. And you go, what? Do what? Drink more liquor.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people go to church because they want God to speak to them. Through this person that I'm trusting that God is speaking through, God can give me a chance. And a lot of times when you tear a person down, that kind of make them say, I don't want to have nothing else to do with this.
I don't know if I feel that way about church.
I mean, that's just my personal feeling.
Right. I feel like a lot of people go to church just to be able to say they go to church and look down upon people.
That's definitely a possibility as well.
Yeah, most
Well,
definitely.
yeah. I mean, a lot of times when I speak off things I've seen.
Oh yeah, you and me both.
So
Definitely,
I know
definitely,
it definitely can go both ways.
definitely.
So, um, with that being said, speaking properly is something that because we kind of went off to the side
A little something
a little something, but things have to be explained. Speaking properly, nothing is wrong with it.
at all.
I mean, that's why they teach English in school.
Right.
You need to know how to fill out an application that requires reading and comprehension, which is all falling under English.
Mm-hmm.
So just because you hear a person that can speak well, maybe they're have a high IQ and they're smart, don't try to make that person feel bad because you can't do it like them by saying, "Oh, they trying to talk white."
Let's stop
It's
saying
time
that.
to get over that. Like, let's stop doing that for real.
And really and truly not during Black History Month. Like, no, that's unacceptable behavior. It
Right.
truly is.
All right. So on to the next. The next stigma in the community is the shame of not being perfect.
Mm.
What you think?
I have a story to tell.
Go
I,
ahead.
I always have a story to tell. I really, really do. Because I've been through a lot. I know a lot of people, been a lot of places, and seen a lot of things. So, one particular day, one of my cousins, like, hyperventilated,
Mm-hmm.
hyperventilated because he got like a 93
Wow.
on a test. I'm like, boo, what's the why are you upset? Well, it's supposed to be higher. It's supposed to be higher. Like, baby, you still got an A. It's going to be okay. No, no, it's supposed to be higher. It's supposed to be higher. It's supposed to do this, supposed to do that. These kids be stressing themselves out doing things like that,
Yeah.
trying to live up to their parents' unrealistic expectations, like of what they're supposed to be.
Yes. Because some of them, they're just not quite cut out for it. They may can excel in life, but maybe you pushing them a little further into something they don't want to be a part of. One thing that I have noticed about the shame of not being perfect is that the family have a family name.
Yes.
And if one person do something, instead of everybody rallying behind this person, even the head honchos coming to this person and talking to them so things can be understood and we can see why this was not the right thing to do and all that, you know, you want to shame them. You want to start talking about them like a dog. You want to
Mm-hmm.
call everybody in the family and talk about how they did that wrong thing
Mm-hmm.
instead of coming together, talking to this person, helping them get it right.
Exactly. And then you shame them because they made that mistake because they're not perfect. Because they
Exactly.
don't fit your perfect mold or the idea of what you want them to be. And in turn, it's like you don't even get to know who your kids or who people are as people.
Yes.
You have
Yes.
this ideal, this image, and the moment someone doesn't fit your ideal, it's like, oh, well, you're just beneath me now. Like, I don't want to, I can't. Any little thing you do, I'm gonna anything negative you do, it's gonna be put on the forefront, and that's gonna be it. Like, there's no there's no one sitting down and saying, okay, well, you messed up.
And why did you make that decision?
What did you learn from this mistake?
Right.
What did
Right.
you learn from this? How can you grow from this?
Yes.
What is this? What has this shown you?
Yes.
Who has this shown you?
Yes.
Because a lot of times it's the who, not the what. It's who showed you what was really good. Who showed you the real path? Who showed you that right direction? Who was there? Who was loyal?
That's right.
What decision did you make that made you go in the wrong direction? And how can we fix that? Not just how can you fix that, how can we fix that?
Because at the end of the day, I feel like, yes, there is a certain amount of leadership that people need to take to help mold the younger generation and send them in the right direction. But if they don't quite fit the criteria, say this one, they just don't breeze through high school with a 4.0, but they graduate.
Mm-hmm.
Stop treating the one with the 4.0 like they Jesus and then treating the other one like they the devil. You know, let's stop doing that. It's
Mm-hmm.
okay to say, hey, those accolades are great.
Mm-hmm.
But also let the other one know, I'm proud of you. You made it through, baby.
Mm-hmm.
You stuck it out
Yeah,
through it
exactly.
all and you did it.
It is okay that you graduated from college, and it is okay that you went to vocational school and opened up your own business. That is
Exactly.
okay.
Or even went in the work field and just started working.
Exactly. That is okay.
Yes, that
There
is
is no
okay.
just because your mom's a professor and your dad's a lawyer doesn't mean that you can't be a mechanic. Do
Exactly.
you know how much money mechanics make? Thank you very much.
Exactly.
Especially a good mechanic.
Exactly.
Like stop trying to live up to other people's expectations,
This is so
because
true.
that's where those ideals of what perfection is comes from.
That's right.
It truly does. It's what other people think is what's good. So anything that is not that norm is a negative and
Exactly.
to be shamed.
Exactly.
We have to stop doing that.
We have to stop
We
doing
really do, because we when you do that, you stunt people's
it. You
growth.
belittle them as well.
Yeah, you kill their dreams.
That's right.
Like you never know, like with that one time that little girl was singing in the mirror and her voice cracked, and you saying, yo, you sound like, oh, you're trash. Like in that moment, like her brain could click and she just threw away all her hopes and dreams.
Exactly. And everything.
Everything
If
done.
she's not good at singing, maybe she's good at composing music.
Or maybe someone should teach her to sing at a lower key. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like help the
Because,
baby.
baby, trust and believe there's background singers as well.
Exactly.
Okay?
It's okay. Everybody don't need to be in the front.
Everybody don't need to be in the
Know
front.
your place, baby. Know your place.
Okay, so the next one, stigmas in our community, being gay. Mm, mm, mm.
Well, see, I am very thankful that I come from a place now and in time that there's not too bad of a stigma.
Yes.
Where I come from, it's just like, all right, so Anne, you want a cookie? And I'm thankful for that for now, not when I was growing up. It
Right.
was still like it was a lot taboo when I was growing up. So, but nowadays it's just like, okay, it is what it is. Like people gonna live their life. Let them live their life. Why is that your business?
Child, everyone got a family member that's gay.
I got a couple.
And guess what? And you cool with them. And you cool with them. A lot of times, this is some of the other people in the family, not the ones that quite their age, it be the adults that's kind of picking on that child
Mm-hmm.
or that younger adult because of who they are.
Especially with the boys.
Especially with boys.
Especially with the boys. Especially with the
Because
boys.
baby, let a boy decide he wanna wear pink or have a dog. Baby, they might get locked up in the basement.
I mean that's
For real. Come on now. Cause you know people like, I'm not gonna have no gay son. And then when they have one, what they do? It ain't nothing they
but
can
see
do.
that's my problem. You're worried about the wrong thing. Worry about your son being a good person. Worry about your son.
Well, you know that comes from peer pressure.
I
The
don't have
adult peer pressure
I don't have
and
time for that.
well, it's just it goes into a lot of things.
I
But
understand.
the main part about it is that a child is innocent. Ain't that what everybody be saying? That's what they be saying. That's what the Bible say. A child is innocent.
Mm-hmm.
So if you see a young man kind of switching at a young age or acting in a feminine manner, what that mean? You think they adopted that from somebody? Now, this day and time, it's very possible because they have took it so far.
Mm.
But that's not what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about putting shame on the people that are gay
Well, let's just take
in
religion
the
out of it.
community.
Let's just take religion out of it, and there's no shame. That's all. You can't say it goes against nature because many things in nature, even plants, are homosexual. Animals are homosexual.
It is true.
The
But
animal.
they saying it's something in the water, it's something in the this and
It's
something in
it,
that. So
it's
I guess
something in the genes. It's
yeah, that's
something.
what it
It's
really
something in
is.
the
It's
DNA.
something,
It's
but and
something.
then they're saying it's the salmon because the salmon is a he and a she. It's the more salmon you eat, the more you're gonna
Some
produce it.
people. I know gay people are allergic to fish, so I don't understand where that's coming from. So you can't just. It's not. It's not the same.
Yeah, but I think it's time to open up the conversation to say I don't agree with it, but I accept my family member for who they are. You don't have to deal with it, but you also don't have to make their life harder.
What you say? God said, "Love the sinner, not the sin."
Okay, that
You always want to take it to the Bible. I love the sin and not the sin. Those who, I'm a paraphrasing dogs, those who are without dog poop on their shoe don't walk on my white carpet. Like,
yeah,
okay, like,
yeah,
leave it alone. That
leave it
God
alone.
is going to ask about your sins, not nobody
Yes,
else's. So let's worry about your own
yes,
selves and stop putting your own ideals on the people. Just because it ain't your thing, don't mean it ain't somebody else's thing.
and also quit teaching your children hatred at a young age
Hmm.
because a lot of them, when they see a different person like that, then they start bullying and forming these opinions because they done heard you at the house talking about that child like a dog or that person like a dog.
Hmm.
When I know good and well, honey, it's a family member ain't got no business with that curly hair like that. And this is in the 70s. So who was it before then? And who was it before then? And who was it before then? Like, stop doing that. Don't treat people any kind of way because you
Hmm.
don't agree with how God made them. Because your God made them.
Hmm.
Our God made that person.
Hmm.
So, and if that's a battle of theirs, if you're not gonna help them with the battle, don't hurt them in the battle, honey.
Hmm.
All right, on to the next. Not living up to others' expectations. We've been kind of hitting on all of this with all the topics, to
Hmm.
be honest.
Yeah, it really is. It's just people do not know how to be themselves. They only know how to be who other people perceive them to be.
Right?
So, in that aspect, they have to be someone that they're not. And when you don't live up to people's expectations, like, okay, so your mom wanted you to be a lawyer, but you want to be a writer,
Hmm.
you want to be a librarian. Oh, and they want to start calling names and throwing shots and saying like bad things and talking down on people. We have to stop doing that. We have to allow people to be who they are, learn who people are as an individual.
That's right.
Do you know what your kids' dreams are? Do you know what they want to like really be outside of what the world tells them to be? Have you ever taught your children like who they are to learn who they are as a person? Like so that the world can't shame them because if they find no shame within themselves, then they cannot be shamed.
That's right. That means they accept themselves. They know that the main two people that love them accept them and their siblings accept them. When they go out there into the world, they are not going to feel no type of way except for, I don't care what you think, because they know they got love at home.
Exactly. Exactly. Like, look, even touching back on the quote unquote homosexual thing, just because your son wants to wear black nail polish or pink nail polish or blue nail polish Maybe he just likes the nail polish.
Because it's a lot of fads going on. Fads go in and out. Do you remember biker shorts?
Yes.
Honey, coochie cuddles.
They wore biker shorts. The men.
Yes.
With the crop top and the fanny pack.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Okay? And they were doing it.
Yes.
You understand? They were the flyest thing to ever walk the face of the earth. They were doing it. But catch them walking the streets in some biker shorts, some pink see-through biker shorts at that. No, ma'am. No, sir. No, thank you.
You
Not
know what
today.
I'm saying?
Not tomorrow. Not the next day. No.
I mean, to be honest, it was a fad, but those biker shorts, but they was not for everybody. And they was very loud colors.
Yes.
Yes.
They were very eye-catching.
Right. Saying.
Yeah.
The price was wrong
And
on a lot of them.
Very much so. But it's just when you live within yourself and really want to do what you want to do and be who you want to be, as long as you're not harming anyone.
Right.
As long as you're not, causing anyone strife or grief. You need people to be allowed to be who they are as a person.
Right.
Who they are. There's no shame in allowing someone to be different.
Exactly. You know exactly what to say.
It is really okay that your 6'2" son does not want to play basketball.
Come on with it.
And he wants to be a mathematician.
You know what to say.
It is okay that your 5'9", 230 solid pound son wants to be a scientist.
Yes.
And not a football player.
That's right.
It is okay that your daughter does not want to grow up and get married and have children.
Yeah.
There is no shame in any of that.
That's
There
right.
is no shame in that. You have to stop living up to the expectations. Do you know that is why so many of us millennials and that's why so many of us are dying at an early age. The stress of living up to the expectations of others, going to schools and getting degrees we don't want, don't need, ain't fit to use, and still got to pay back.
That's right.
Wow. I have to be married by the time I'm 30 and I have to have 3.4 children. But no. Why? Do you know that by the time a child is 18 and they're grown, they have never lived a single day doing and thinking properly for themselves?
Yeah.
And solely for themselves. Yeah, they're going to make mistakes. Yeah, they're going to mess up. Yeah, they're going to get a car repoed. Yeah, they're going to get evicted. Yeah, they're going to lose a job. Yeah, they're going to do a lot of things. And those things are not to be shamed. They're going to be like, okay, so what did you learn?
Right.
How are you going to grow? How are you not going to make these mistakes again? What are you going to do different? Not, I told you so. You're not smart enough. You're not this. No, we're going to sit and we're going to talk and we're going to throw shame and shots. And these are the only things we're going to continuously speak about when we speak about this particular person. None of the good that this person has done, none of the brilliant things or kind things or considerate things, loving, caring, nurturing things. We're going to sit and talk about the one time. We're going to talk about the one time that Lamar crashed the car. Yeah. Until he dies. We're going to sit and talk about the time that Aunt Vicky was smoking crack and was a crackhead for like 10 years, and not the fact that she got clean, got her kids, went to school, got a degree, and has had a job for 20 years. We're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about how our gay uncle saved this one family or did this. We're just going to shame him for being. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to sit and we're going to live in the expectations and the lives of others. And at the same time,
Yes.
we're going to hurt the people we supposedly love and care
Yes.
for.
Come on,
And that
sunshine.
is not love. That is not care. That is
Facts.
control.
That
That
is
is,
and it's hurting
yes,
our community.
yes, it is. And I have a question. And I honestly, I don't, I love who listens. I do. I can only speak for my black people because I'm black and I know y'all. I don't know other people. So my black people, whose expectations are we truly looking up to? Like who are we trying to live up to? Whose expectations are we trying to attain truly?
Yes.
Truly. Who are we trying to impress?
That's right.
Because if I can't be my authentic self, baby, then that's a you problem.
Yeah.
If I can't, if the way that I think offends you, or the things that I've been through offend you, or the way that I embrace the things that I should feel shame and contrition for, and I don't, and that offends you, that's a you problem. And I
Mhm.
need you to figure out why you're so offended that I don't live in shame.
Yes.
I want you to figure that out.
Yes.
I want to figure out why you allow yourself to be shamed.
Exactly.
Why you allow those feelings, because you can't shame me because it's not going to work.
Exactly.
It's not.
I mean, you really hit the nail on the head, sunshine. I got to give it to you on that one. You really broke it down the way it needed to be broke down because it's time to heal.
Yes.
It's time to heal our community.
Yes.
It's so time for us to help one another heal,
Yes.
because our community is in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And until we decide that we're going to do something, like was it you I was talking to about the Black Panthers?
I believe so.
About how when it was dismantled, no one stepped up. I can understand why, because there was a lot of murder,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of hurt,
Mm-hmm.
pain.
Mm-hmm.
It comes with a lot of pain, but in order for us to be able to be us, somebody got to fight the fight. Mm-hmm. Now people won't even hardly speak up. We have like one person here and there that'll speak up, but everybody else kind of just play the game, because guess what? They don't want to be looked at as difficult, aka Monique.
I like being difficult.
Ain't nothing wrong with having your own mind.
It isn't. I'm not. I don't believe in following. If it doesn't feed me, it doesn't grow me, and it is not of me. So
That's right.
Yeah. So it is what it is, though.
Well, once again, those are the stigmas.
Some of them.
Some of the stigmas of our community, and it's just time to heal. Um, we thank everybody for tuning in, and you definitely can follow myself at B Brown the Revolutionary, and
me, Sunshine Lorena, on Facebook, maybe on TikTok. Might like y'all like that. I don't even know.
Okay, but at the end of the day, we come on here to speak truth. We're not here to accommodate how people are going to feel about what we say. These are real life experiences and things that we see that are going on in this world, and we're just going to address them head on.
Yeah. So do me a favor if you're listening, if you're still tuned in, hit my inbox. Tell me some things, some things that have happened to you. Give me some opinions, some sayings, some questions, something you want our opinion on, and we just want to, we don't mean no harm, but
However,
yeah,
it is
what
what
it
it
is.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. We'd like thank you for tuning in. Once again, this is B Brown the Revolutionary,
and your good sis Sunshine Lorena,
and we will talk to you guys next time. Catch us on the next live.
All right.